What's up, everyone, and welcome to Project X Talk, an Xbox podcast, episode number 118, presented by Save the Game Media. I'm your host, Kevin, and today I am joined by my co-host, Mr. Physical Copy himself. How you doing, Ethan?
I'm doing fantastic. Favorite part of the week here, talking about Xbox and video games. I've been itching for it. I'm ready to go, Kevin.
And you know what's great is we actually have news today.
Yeah.
What a
And
world!
video games are starting to come out again. The
Oh my
drought is over. The
God,
2-week drought is
it's
it's over, Kevin.
over, people.
I got something to talk about.
2023 is here. We're ready to kick it off with some Xbox news, some games, all the good stuff. But before we get into that, Ethan, I have a little fun fact for you. All right,
Fun facts.
I
Okay.
wrote in the doc, if you saw it, fun fact for Ethan.
Let me check this out.
I didn't write the fact because I wanted to surprise you. But in the UK, 90% of video game sales were digital.
That's
90
crazy.
90%.
Oh, so Sam Heaney,
How you
you're
feel
a
about
dying
that?
breed out there. It's a shame. It's sad because that country, you could drive coast to coast in a day. All right. You have no excuses. Go get your GameStop game. All right. Like it's fine. Me, it's like an hour and a half out of my day. It's gonna be tough for me to maintain my title of Mr. Physical Copy. I've already failed once this year.
Ooh,
Uh yeah, One Piece Odyssey is digitally downloaded on my Xbox. I couldn't be bothered to drive all the way to Lebanon, New Hampshire this morning to get it. And well, it's not even out today. We had to
sure.
do the fly to New Zealand thing. So, I mean, I couldn't have even played it today. I would have to go tomorrow, and it's not happening for me.
It's
But
not worth it.
I'll build up the courage. We're gonna do the hour out of my day to go to GameStop in Lebanon, New Hampshire. It's gonna take a 30-minute drive on the interstate. It's gonna be horrible. I'm gonna get through it, Kevin.
Are you gonna go pick up a physical copy to match your digital
That's what I'm
copy?
saying. I have to go pick up physical copies now. Gone are the days of Amazoning and it come into my door day one. Okay, so Mr. Physical Copy now has to drive like 45 minutes through hell and high water, through snowstorms, through whatever the hell this planet throws at me up here in Vermont to go pick up my game. This is going to be horrible. We'll see how long the title lasts. I might need a new nickname, Kevin. I'm not going to lie. My laziness is pretty strong.
I'll have
All
to
right,
think of something for you. I have to think
we're
of
gonna
something
have
for you.
to. You think of something. I will do my best to maintain the current one, but I don't know. It's tough. It's tough.
Well, enough about that. We are here to talk about Xbox because this is an Xbox podcast. We are live every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time right here on YouTube. If you can't catch us live, we post every Friday morning on all of your favorite podcast services. While you're over there, please drop us a rating, drop us a review. Spotify, Apple. We're approaching some milestones for reviews. You guys can help us hit it. I know you're listening. All right. I can see the numbers. I know you're out there, and I
See
know
you.
you ain't reviewed the show yet.
I see you
I see you. That's right. If you're
sitting
an
in your
audio
car.
listener,
Don't
we're
review
looking
it if you're
for you.
driving. If you're driving,
Yes.
wait until you get to your destination, then review it. Thank you.
I suggest pulling over, giving us a little review.
If you want to go,
Hazard lights
go
on. All
for it.
right.
On the interstate, hazard light, pull over on the breakdown lane. Nobody will bother you. Don't worry.
And while you're there, why don't you click the Discord link down in the description below? Come talk to us in the Discord, hang out. It's a good place to be. Some good people over there. Lots of fun happening. And if you want to support us and get early access to all of our content like No Limits, Frame by Frame, or I Hate My Friends, plus Patreon exclusive content, go over to patreon.com/save the game media.
We got one next week, Kevin. Patreon exclusive. Save the Game Boy happening. Are
That's
you
right.
excited about
Our
that?
Nintendo
Ooh.
podcast. Ooh,
We're gonna have a good time, folks.
That's right. So if you're not there, $1 a month gets you all the exclusive content. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And you'll be able to see my Bloodborne experience. All right.
Oh, I can't wait for that, Kevin.
So choose the tier that's right for you over on Patreon, just like our current Patreon supporters have done. So thank you to Bucky Blue, Hopple, Alpaca Tom, Amon, Fabulous Brianna, Brianna's mom, Brianna's brother, Brianna's wife, Anna Hudak, Nikolai at Night, Cypher, Primus, Brendan Myers, Marcus O'Neill, Lillian, Mimi J, The Snack Network, and Dave Hotright. Thank you all for your support. We appreciate every single one
Shout
of
out
you.
to Snack Network. They just hit 1,000 YouTube subscribers.
That's right.
Also, I might be getting a piece of merch from them to show off on the show, Kevin, next week. We'll see. I'm getting some messages. I will see. I got merch coming. I got Carpool Gaming here. We're getting Snack Network. It's all good stuff here. I love it.
I was talking to Sean. My Bobby's coming. It's just going to be delayed a little bit.
Kevin.
All right.
Have you even made it if you don't have a Bobby? Come on.
He's going to sit right next. I'm going to put him somewhere like behind me.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to
Yeah,
I need to figure something out. We'll see.
I'm going to rig something. But Ethan, we're going to start every show like we do each week by going around the room and asking one simple question. That question is, what have you been playing? But before you get to that,
Oh,
March in the chat wanted to know, why can't you Amazon it?
all right. Check this. One Piece Odyssey would have shown up 5 days after release. And Forspoken, I looked at the pre-order for that. Not that I'm planning on playing that video game. It looks horrible. Forspoken would have taken 2 weeks. February 14th, it would have arrived at my doorstep. Okay, we don't have, say, I live in a barren wasteland. I'm sorry. So I have to drive to go pick up my games now.
I want to know who messed with my text boxes.
Oh,
Because this is not the color that should be on display right now. Someone
don't
was
mess
in
with
here
Kevin's text boxes.
fiddling
Y'all.
with my text boxes. All
Stuff.
right.
Full investigation. We'll get to the bottom of it. Don't worry.
Yeah. But what have you been playing, Ethan?
There's really only one game to talk about because, I mean, it's the only game that's come out so far this year that I'm not going to say matters. That's a rude thing to say. One Piece Odyssey. Okay. One Piece Odyssey. I played about 45 minutes of it, flew to New Zealand this morning. Garrett, though, came on. We had to play DMZ. I played DMZ for like 3 hours. So unfortunately, I haven't been able to play a lot of One Piece today. I've been busy with other stuff and DMZ. But from what I have seen so far, Kevin, this game is a blast. The combat system is simple, yet it's fun. It's easy to understand. I love all the special moves that you get. I love that you get points to use to spend on those special moves just by doing regular attacks. I love how each enemy sort of has a weakness. There's like those types like speed, strength, and technique, or there's different techniques and stuff like that. And how, some are weaker to others, some are stronger to others. So you kind of have to manage the battlefield in that situation. I absolutely love the combat in this game. It's a lot of fun. And the characters are really fun. Now, I can hear the clickety clack. People are about to pick up their pitchforks. I've only watched 14 episodes of One Piece. All right. I've gotten to the arc where they first meet Usopp. It's a daunting task. There's a lot of anime out there, and it's over 1,000 episodes at this point. Give me a break. Okay. But from what I've seen of the characters that I do know, I love these characters. I can't wait to go on an adventure with all of these characters. It's going to be an absolute blast, Kevin. The voice acting, I can't really judge it. I have it on subtitled like a gentleman. I'm not playing this game dubbed. So everything right now just seems fun, over the top, One Piece style anime. I mean, it seems very true to what I've seen of the anime. And I'm sure you can speak to that more because you've always said famously One Piece is like the only anime you've ever watched. So I'm sure you'll speak to the characters and how it sort of tracks with the anime. But so far, game's really fun. I ended up on the spot where you're just about to explore the island after you defeat the gorilla. I'm really excited to jump into this game and speak more about it next week.
So fun fact, Ethan, because I've been playing Bloodborne, and I don't know how much more I got in it. Well, I shouldn't
you said
say
10
that.
hours, right?
I know I'm not making it to 10, bro. I can't.
Oh, come on.
I physically, nope, it's gone. Okay. You want a little spoiler alert? I may have rage quit, uninstalled the game.
Oh no, you uninstalled. That's a big one.
In a blind fury.
Oh, I love it.
I may have clicked delete instead of close game on my PS5. I just couldn't handle it anymore. And if you're a patron, you will get a nice probably around 15-ish minutes. I think that's what I've recorded of different.
They did make you suffer though, and that's the whole intended goal of the Patreon thing, is to make you suffer.
Yes, so if you're over on our Patreon, you'll get about a 15-minute video of different gameplay moments of me playing Bloodborne and some real-time audio.
Real time. Oh, I like that.
I had Audacity run, my microphone. Hopefully,
you knew it was going to make
I spent I'm gonna spend some time editing this and getting it all synced up. So hopefully that works as well as I'm hoping it. But you will hear my little groans and mumbles as I suffer through Bloodborne. Sam tells me to get good.
I mean, he's not wrong. This is the most excited I've been for a Make Me Suffer since we started doing it. If you're not a Make Me Suffer tier yet, I mean, come on. I'm excited to watch this. This is going to be a good time.
Everyone on the Patreon gets this. So
everybody.
You $5
you only get to vote if you make me suffer.
But everyone gets the video. So everyone over there will get it.
Oh, it's going to be a good time.
It was not a good time for me, let me tell you. But I want to talk about One Piece Odyssey because that is the game I'm super excited for, and I can't wait actually for this. Not that I want the show to go quick, but As soon as the show's over, I'm hopping back on my
You're playing a
Xbox,
little bit, yeah.
playing One Piece Odyssey, because as soon as I played the demo, I was in on this game. I was like, this is a fantastic. What they've done is taken the anime, the feel, I wouldn't say not the, I mean, the look is different than the anime, but they've incorporated it the best they possibly could for this type of game, I think. Because it does, like, you see the characters, like, this is very true to how they look. But it's a turn-based JRPG, and it's very much Dragon Quest esque, is how I would
I've
describe
heard
this
that
game.
from like everybody. You
Yeah,
got to talk to me about that.
the world design and the structure is very much Dragon Quest. The battle system is different, and that's what I like, because I've only played Dragon Quest 11, which is like the one everyone raves about, has like a 95 on Metacritic or whatever. But I didn't care for it, to be honest. I beat it, and I was like, this game is not nearly as good as everyone thinks it is. One Piece, maybe it's my love of the anime talking, but this game is already blowing me away for my expectations. I've done, I think, 2 dungeons so far, and the puzzles are simple but neat. They're not just run through corridors. They do give some actual, like, where you go, like, what do I hit to open certain doors? You have a nice electric puzzle as one of the first ones. We have to make current flow through certain ways to unlock doors. Really like that. But the combat was what this game's all about. And luckily, you have a speed up mode, because the animations,
I did see that, yeah.
while beautiful, do take a while. And there'd be only so many times where I was like, okay, it's 15 hours in. I've seen Zoro do Dragon Twister 17,000
Yeah.
times by now. Like, can we maybe hurry this up? So they did add a speed. I appreciate that. I don't know, man. I know this game's it's reviewing decently. I'm glad we didn't pick it for for fantasy, to be honest with
No,
you.
yeah, that's a
Would
good
have
thing.
only got us a few points. But if you are a One Piece fan and you like turn-based JRPGs, I think this is a no-brainer. You should pick this up. So what they're doing is they're telling an original story. But Ethan, you haven't. I was going to ask you if you've seen the anime, because, and I've told people this on Twitter and in other Discords, what they're doing while they're telling an original story, throughout this story, you're going to enter what's called Memoria, and you're going to go into the memories of the Straw Hat Pirates. And that will have you playing through arcs of the anime. So you're
Whoa.
going to be going through Alabasta, just Rosa, um,
Mm.
the Marine Ford. You're going to be going through a lot of big arcs in the One Piece anime, and they're gonna spoil it for you. If you have not seen if you don't care about spoilers, no big deal.
I've never cared about. I knew the ending to God of War Ragnarok before I played it. I don't care
Oh
about
my God.
spoilers.
Yeah, what they do is they're gonna be like, okay, this is what happened in the original time, like, originally, and then you're gonna see what's different as you play through the memory, because some things are going to be changed by the force that brings you there. Which, if you don't care about spoilers, completely fine. I'm glad I'm
Sweet.
caught up, because I would have been very annoyed, because those arcs are some of the best in the show so far.
Now I got to ask you, you being a fan of the show and knowing what these arcs are about and how good they are, do you have high expectations going forward? If they don't meet your expectations with these arcs, do you think this is going to end up being a disappointment? Are you holding this game to a higher standard, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
So the arcs they've chosen are phenomenal. It's gonna be, if they could mess it up. If they make it really bad, then yes, I'll be disappointed. But, like, just going through some of the arcs, I'll be like, I can't believe we're actually going through this again. Like, Alabasta is one of the people's favorite arcs, because it introduced a character that people really love, and she has come back a few times in the anime and in the manga. Marine Ford, I won't spoil it, but that is a very emotionally impactful arc, especially for Luffy and his character. A lot of things happen there. And then you have things like Dressrosa, where you take down oh, what's his name? The I can't remember his name right now. Why Dressrosa. I can't remember his name.
One Piece fans are already on you, Kevin.
I know they're
You're
gonna come
done.
for me.
It's over.
What is his name? Why can't I remember? It's stupid. Doflamingo. Yes.
Doflamingo. That's a
Stupid fuck. Yeah, that's okay. That's kind of right. I was not thinking that at all. So Doflamingo, awesome arc, especially combat wise. I don't think Doflamingo is like the best villain anime or One Piece has had, but I do think the combat is something like, because this is where the Straw Hats come back after a time jump, and this is where they really show off like what new powers do they have and all this stuff. So this is an awesome arc. So I'm excited to get through this. I don't know how long we're going to spend in those memories, because I do like the idea that we're just going to be like exploring the world and this island. And Ethan, I will tell you, go back to places that you've already been, because there's going to be collectibles after you get to a certain point.
You know, I like my collectibles. Yeah.
When you get your powers taken away, go back to where and then you collect some stuff. That's all.
I'm here for it. Yeah.
All right, but
I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I'm super excited. A little annoyed. The game clock is wrong. If you keep it in quick,
God, here we go.
It's a big deal. I don't understand why. No, listen, I like my game clocks to be accurate, especially
I
for
agree.
RPGs,
I quit out of
especially
mine.
for
I'm not letting
RPGs.
it quick resume. I'm not letting it quick resume at
Buggy the Clown in the game. I want to say probably. I haven't seen him yet, but I imagine he has to be in the game itself. He's a pretty notable character in One Piece.
Sounds wacky.
Yeah, Buggy's crazy, but that's all I'm going to be playing until probably Fire Emblem comes out. So it is very much
February 20th. Fire Emblem Engage.
I shouldn't say that, because there's some other games coming out that we will talk about soon.
January is a pretty big month. It doesn't seem big. There's a lot of great games coming out in January. We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah. So you want to jump into it? I got nothing.
Let's do it.
I got nothing else.
One Piece Odyssey. That's all we got.
Great game. Go play it, everyone. Story number 1, though. Xbox has confirmed a new showcase called Developer Direct, officially announced via Xbox Wire on January 25th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Xbox will provide fans with an inside look at some of the games coming to Xbox, PC, and Game Pass. The new direct-style presentation will not have a host, but instead will have creators in the studios present extended gameplay showcases and information regarding their upcoming games. The first Developer Direct promises looks from Arcane Austin, Mojang, Turn 10, and ZeniMax Online Studios. To keep expectations in check, Xbox has also announced that Starfield will not be present at the show, but is instead getting its own solo standalone show. They didn't say when, but it's getting a show. So Ethan, I want to know your thoughts. New Xbox showcase, new format. What are you thinking?
I love this format. I love this more intimate style, talking to developers, and I hope they show footage of them in their development studios, like in their lobbies and in their back rooms where they're developing this. I hope there's just a lot of really cool sit downs and talking to developers about their video games. I think that's a really cool thing to not only, bring fans closer to game development, but also showcase the talent of these developers and not necessarily just put a pretty face, up on the front of the stage and, do all this pomp and circumstance. I think it's better to sort of just have these more intimate settings for these showcases. And I know we were talking like, what was it, last week, the week before that Xbox really needed a showcase soon. And here we go. Month of January, we're getting a showcase right off the bat. I'm really excited to see all this stuff. I'm excited for Arcane Austin's presentation because we're obviously going to be getting a lot of Redfall news. I'm hoping we get to see a lot more gameplay of Redfall. I'm hoping we get to see a release date is set in stone for Redfall. I think that's going to be key to this. I'm really excited for Mojang's. I want to see more of Minecraft Legends. I don't think we've seen a whole lot of what Minecraft Legends is really going to be. I think we've seen a couple cinematics. I don't remember if we saw any gameplay. I'm assuming it's going to be similar to Minecraft Dungeons. We'll have to wait and see what they do here at this Developer Direct, but really good direction by Xbox. I'm glad. When we were talking about this again, like I said, last week or the week before that, I was talking about how I didn't at the time I really liked this, all these games are coming out in 12 months, but now that we're 6 months into those 12 months, I don't think Xbox needs to be doing those big grand showcases anymore. I don't think they need to be making all these promises. I think with a direct like this, where they're going to be more intimate like that, I think this is really a good way to go to try and temper expectations, not get people too excited, but they have a lot of great games that are coming out in this first half of 2023. Now I almost said two. That they can showcase and really, really hype us up for it. I'm also hoping to get a date for this Starfield stream. I'm really interested to see what that's all about. I don't think, at least to my knowledge, I don't remember Xbox ever doing a direct or a showcase or whatever on one specific video game. The only company that I can remember really doing that is like Sony did that once, I remember, and I think Ubisoft did that with Skull and Bones. which rest in peace that game. We'll talk about that later. But that's really cool that they're going to do a specific standalone showcase on Starfield. I think that game deserves it. So hopefully we'll get more info about that showcase during this direct. So really excited for this. We're going to live react to it. It's going to be a great time. Everyone show up. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna tune in, see what this is all about. I think it's you and me, the XTalk crew, gonna live react to that. But I am excited about this because I feel like this could be Xbox's answer to the state of play, to the
Yep.
Nintendo Direct. Something fans have asked for a long time now, to get more communication. All right. It's great when Xbox shows up at E3 and they're like, here's our big blowout, which I still think they're going to do their big showcases. They'd be stupid not to have that presence at the E3 time period. But this will give us like smaller updates throughout the year. They can be a wide variety of length, maybe the 20 minutes to the 45, which I believe this one is. And I'm interested to know if they continuously tell us going forward for these developer directs what will be there, because this one seems very intentional. Like, hey, we've heard the rumors. This is what we're going to show. I think they've come out and addressed that. I don't know if they'll do that in the future. Maybe they want some surprises at these sort of things. But going through it, Arcane Austin's making Redfall. We are 100%
Yep.
guaranteed to get a Redfall release date here.
Fuck
There's
yeah.
no question in my mind. We
I'm
are
so
going to get
excited, Kevin.
Redfall release date. We're going to get more gameplay from it. Everything I hear about Redfall gets me more excited for it. I think it's shaping up to be a good game. I wish they would fix the co-op progression, but that is that's the one
That's
negative
a
I've seen
choice.
so far.
That's a choice,
Turn 10, obviously Forza Motorsport. I
You think we
also
get a release date?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think we're getting
Okay.
release dates for everything that they're going to show.
Second half 2023 probably for Forza Motor. I hope it comes out
No,
this year.
I'm thinking no.
You think first half?
Yeah.
Oh no.
That they promised. That's what they said last year.
Okay.
The way it's looking right now, Starfield is the only one that I don't know hits that 6-month window. And I know we talked last week where I was like, I think it could be Forza March, Starfield April, and then Redfall May. It's looking more like maybe it's Forza April, Redfall May, and then Starfield June. They sneak it in that 12-month window. Hopefully Starfield doesn't get delayed, but we'll see. I fully expect release dates. Mo Yang, you mentioned. Minecraft Legends. We have seen gameplay of Minecraft Legends, by the way. They showed it last year. Yeah. It is
I'm not excited for it, but I just want to see more
it
about
is
it.
not like Dungeons. It is not a it's very much it's like I want to say like a strategy game.
Oh
almost.
yeah, it was like an RTS. I remember now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's kind of how it is.
Now I remember,
which I think sounds more exciting. I just wish it wasn't in the Minecraft universe. It was really, maybe if
come on,
get rid of the skins and the Minecraft characters, and you might have me playing the game.
Halo had a good RTS game of all IP.
I didn't play Halo.
Halo Wars was great. All right, I'm sure Minecraft Legends can be fun too. By the way, Sam, Red falling into 2024, that's a great wordplay. Not true. You're crazy. This is coming out this year. You're wild.
Yeah. 2023 year Xbox. ZeniMax Online Studios, we're getting an update about ESO. So that's pretty standard stuff.
Or would that also be Fallout 76?
It could be. I mean, they specifically said Elder Scrolls, and they're doing an Elder Scrolls stream right after the fact. So I do think. I don't know, man. I do think this is what we see. This is a 45-minute show. It will be a deep dive into those things. I'm more interested in when does the Starfield showcase come? Because is it, we're working on it in the future, as in like maybe we'll drop it in a few months? Is it February? It's still
with the time frame they give, it has to be in the next couple months, right? February or March. You'd think that's when they would do a Starfield showcase, because at that point the game is supposed to be coming out within the next few months. So it's got to be very close to this direct.
If we don't have a release date by March for Starfield, I'm going to be very worried that it's
start sweating.
it's getting pushed out of this maybe later into the
Push
year.
to like November holiday season, or it's just going to be
Yeah.
gone from this year.
There's no chance Starfield falls out of this year.
If they
No
don't have a date by
chance.
March, I don't
No
know. That
chance.
scares the hell out of me, Kevin.
Nah.
Scares the hell out of me.
Listen, I'm still holding out hope that Hellblade 2 comes in the fall. All right. That's my
That
big
be
hope.
the surprise here. That might be a big deal.
That would be
I don't know,
crazy.
because I feel like there might be just one thing, right? There's got to be one little surprise here.
That would be awesome if they like, this is what to expect, and then they're like, but we got one little surprise.
Just drop it.
I don't know if that's gonna happen.
It'll be a hype moment if it does. That's for sure.
Yeah. So we'll be live reacting to that on the 25th. I'm excited for this new style because I do like Nintendo Directs. I do like state of plays. They're exciting. Just getting more trailers and news about games is exciting. I love the big blowout showcases, but like PlayStation didn't even have a big blowout showcase last year. We didn't get one, and it's all right. We lived. State of plays were good.
Yeah.
So
we all know the big ones at E3 though are the most fun. Keanu Reeves coming out, to promote Cyberpunk at the Xbox show. You don't get moments like that at a Sony.
It's a bygone
Direct, right?
era.
No. It's coming back this year. It's got to happen. I'm going to speak it into existence. The big three are going to be there. We're going to have massive show. There's going to be celebrities and everything.
I can guarantee you PlayStation and Nintendo are not showing up to E3.
I will cry. Give me Xbox at least. Come on. Just give me.
You know how much money they save not going to those things?
I know, but like that's like a cultural thing. I don't know. I'm just hoping for a good E3 this year. Come on, folks. Be with me.
For sure. But we can get into story number 2, and that's some Game Pass news. And there's actually 2 parts to this, and I crammed them into one little section here. So part 1 of our Game Pass news is after 5 long weeks, we finally got an Xbox Game Pass drop announcement, and it's weird. It only has 3 games listed, and they're ones we already know about. So it says Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden for Cloud Console PC are coming January 19th. Monster Hunter Rise for Cloud Console PC are coming on the 20th. It lists that Mortal Shell came back to Game Pass and Stranded Deep and Valheim entered over this 5-week period. They got shadow dropped. But in terms of new games coming to the service, they listed 3, and then they said, we're just heating up. Stay tuned for more. So either we're going to get a bigger drop in the second half of this month, or on the 25th, they're going to be like, bam, Game Pass.
That's exactly what I'm thinking is going to happen. I think they are going to have 2 Game Pass updates this month, and the next one's going to be fairly big. To be fair, though, these 3 games are pretty big games, Kevin. These are 2 Persona games and Monster Hunter Rise. These are big quality video games that are coming to the service, and I think that's definitely something Xbox can hang their hat on. But yeah, it's January. I've been saying it the last couple of weeks. January is the sleepy month out of the year. Everyone's still recovering from the New Year's hangover. Okay, everyone is coming in bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, like, oh, this is gonna be a great year, and then they get destroyed the first 2 weeks and realize the world still sucks. So everyone's just sad and taking it slow, right? So everybody's doing it. So we just got to relax. February, March, we're gonna get back into things.
I showed up to the gym this morning. Parking lot was packed. I was like,
packed.
I felt like Patrick when he goes up to his rock and there's a bunch of eyeballs sticking out. He's like, "Who are you people?"
Who are you people?
That's how I was like.
Don't worry, they'll be gone in February, Kevin. They'll be gone in February. It's okay.
I'll be gone in February from that gym anyway, so I won't even.
There's that many people.
Get my own. But no, I agree with you that these are big games. Persona 3 Portable is on my to play list. Although there's a rumor that they're doing a remake, which really should I just wait for the remake? Should I play this version? It's something in my head. My current plan is I will get to Persona 3 Portable when I have downtime, which right now is very much like, it's gonna be One Piece, and then it's gonna be Fire Emblem, and then I think I have a little break until the end of February, so maybe in there I can squeeze in Persona 3. Persona 4 Golden, and I've played like 3 hours of 5, man. It's gonna be like a slow burn, but
these are not games you squeeze in. These are games you got to dedicate.
I've never played 3 before. I've played the other 2, so I'm less motivated to go play them again. But 3 I haven't played. I genuinely want to play 3.
Sweet.
Arcwing. Persona is the day before Fire Emblem. I know.
That's rough.
I know. Monster Hunter
Uh,
Rise, not for me. I'm not a Monster Hunter guy. I tried with World. I know Kyle will be jumping into it. I think
oh yeah.
he's looking forward to it. He really liked Monster Hunter, so that'll be good. Another huge game coming to the service. But what's more interesting, I think, is part B of this story. And that is, could Xbox Game Pass friends and family be coming soon? This was spotted by some users over on the PC Game Pass app, an advertisement tab that says, quote, welcome to Game Pass friends and family, which has been spotted in multiple accounts in the US and could signal a January launch, maybe at that event we were just talking about.
Maybe that would be awesome. I mean, I think this news broke what, like 3 months ago, 4 months ago. That feels
A
about right.
while, a
It was a
while.
while ago, right?
And we
And I
know
think,
they've been beta testing it in
yep,
Ireland or
yeah,
wherever.
Ireland and Colombia. I don't know why I
Yes.
remember those two countries, but that's where they've been beta testing it. $25 a month, I believe, was the price point for this service. Great deal. You're giving people Game Pass Ultimate up to 5 people on the service. That makes it $5 a month if everyone chips in for Game Pass Ultimate, which is normally $15 a month.
15. Yeah.
Which, so it's a great price saving point. And I think it's a great deal for actual families who have multiple Xboxes, who want to have their separate accounts and all that good stuff. It's a good thing to have. It's a standard, I think, on a lot of the streaming services. I maybe not. I don't know. I don't really watch a whole lot of TV, so correct me if I'm wrong. But I think that's a standard for most streaming services to have some sort of family and friends,
I think so.
program. And I think gaming streaming services specifically absolutely would benefit from that more than I think TV or movie streaming services. This is an absolutely natural thing to have on Game Pass. I'm really excited to see how this works out. I'm not going to take advantage of it. I don't really need it. I'm really the only gamer in my family unit. So it's all for me. So I'm not going to get the family and friends package, but I'm really excited for a lot of people to save money and get to experience it.
I think, Ethan, I think you're selling it short. All right. Yes, you might be the only gamer in your family, but you got friends, bro. All right. You
I know,
don't
but
you don't need to play with your
who
family.
wants to keep track of a bunch of people and be like, "Hey, Venmo me $5 here, do that." Like, I'd rather just pay the $15 out of my bank account a month and not deal with
Wow.
it. All right, I'm just gonna tell
Wow.
you.
You'd rather lose $10 a month than have to shoot so wow. Oh, Mr.
ten
Moneybags over
dollars.
here.
I'm sorry, it's $10. I spend way more on dumber shit than that. Okay,
Inflation is 26%, okay,
I just
Ethan?
spent $60 on a JRPG that's getting rated like 70. Leave me alone. I'll pay my 15 a month. I'll be fine. I'll be okay.
This I think, listen, if it is $25 a month, I don't right now I game share with Kyle and he pays for Game Pass Ultimate and I pay for PlayStation Plus Premium, which
Nice.
definitely an equal value, I would say, right
Okay.
there. Yeah, no, oh my god. Um,
Whatever you say.
yeah. So I don't know if it's something like we would switch, maybe try to get some friends involved so that we could do like $5 a month. I'll pay $5 a month.
Yeah.
I pay $5 a month for Peacock just to watch Premier League. Like I
I do it
literally
just to watch wrestling. Yeah.
only turn it on specific time frames. The rest is like, I don't care what's on Peacock. It's worth $5 to me. So
Yeah.
I think this would be an awesome, like, out today or coming start of February thing. Let's get that going. Let's get those numbers up. What I would like about this is that currently when you game share Game Pass, and I think I might have said this before, is that like his account has Game Pass Ultimate. So he gets the PC features, he gets
Yep.
the cloud. I can only play on my console.
Yep.
This would be able to be like every account gets so like if every account gets cloud and PC, like that is a much more
You
enticing
get an
deal.
ultimate package. Yeah. You get the
Yeah.
full ultimate package.
Yeah, that'd be great because, like, I don't, maybe I'll play on my phone now. I don't know,
Yeah.
it's crazy world. PC, I'll play. I could be.
You're on a
playing
plane, you're
playing at
traveling,
work.
you want to keep playing on your cloud save. I mean, yeah, there's great practical applications to be able to have those benefits. So people in your situation now get those benefits. It's great.
For sure, yeah. So I don't know. I'm excited. I think that's an interesting proposition for sure. We'll see if that gets announced at the showcase. But
Yeah.
story number 3, Ethan.
Mm.
This comes from Christopher Dring at gamesindustry.biz, who says some leaders behind the Forza Horizon series have formed a new AAA game studio in Leamington Spa called Maverick Games. The team is led by studio head and creative director Mike Brown, who was previously the creative director on the Forza Horizon franchise. He is joined by other ex Playground veterans, including executive producer Tom Butcher, CTO Matt Craven, content director Gareth Harwood, and audio director Fraser Stratton, along with art director Ben Penrose from Shark Mob and Ellie Marshall as the UX UI director from EA. Harinder Sangha, sorry if I butchered your name, who previously worked at Sega and Sumo Digital, will act as chief operating officer. While they're not ready to reveal what they're working on yet, Brown says, quote, I definitely describe myself as an open world guy first rather than a driving guy. The game will be open world. It will be AAA. It will be premium. It will have the ambition to go on and win all the awards.
Wow.
Yeah, they're hyping themselves up. He's his own hype man. All right. He also says, "quote The game will react to how players are consuming entertainment these days, partially driven by the rise in subscription services." So,
Um,
Ethan, how you feeling about Maverick Games? I know we don't have a lot of information. I'm a little interested in this quote he says about subscription service, but I want your overall thoughts.
no idea what he means by that last part. It doesn't sound like something I care about. What I care about is him saying that it's going to be an open world AAA game. I mean, all the people that you listed off, they have pedigree behind them. EA, Sega, Playground. These are great development studios, great publishers out there that have put out historical video games. I mean, they got a really good team backing them up. But I will say, just because you come from AAA studios doesn't mean your first game's going to be incredible. Striking Distance just put out Callisto Protocol, former developer of Headspace, creator of Dead Space. We were all thinking it was going to be incredible. A lot of flack for that game. So I'm not going to go into this saying this is going to be incredible. Okay, you still got to prove yourself as an independent studio, but I always love to see the formation of new studios. We all talk about how scared people are about, all these companies buying up all these studios and everything. There's still plenty of studios getting created in the background that are going to be independent one day, like this studio. So it's a big deal. It's really cool that we got another AAA studio out there. I'm really excited to see what their first project is, get some details. We have basically no details right now. What is interesting, though, is him hyping this up, saying something like, we're going after awards. I don't think I've heard a game developer say we're going after rewards or awards. If anybody should have said that, it's the people at From Software when they were making Elden Ring. They should have been like, we're going after, or Sony Santa Monica saying we're going after awards with God of War Ragnarok, because those are pretty obvious. I've never heard a developer come out and just say we're going after awards. I don't know if he just said that offhand or if he planned to say that, but the balls on this guy to say something like that. Really interesting. It piques my interest a little bit. But either this is going to be a complete flop or it's going to be awesome. Either way, I'm glad somebody else is out there making some big games, making big open world games. I'm all about it. Let's see what you got. I'm excited.
I think a lot of people's first instinct when they look at Maverick Games is to immediately assume, well, they're coming from Playground. They're going to make an open world racing game. They're going to make a
Yeah.
driving game like Forza Horizon.
Yep.
I'm glad that he's saying, while we are the people that made that game, that doesn't mean we're going to make a driving game. From what it sounds like to me, he's kind of distancing himself from driving it. I'm an open world guy. So I'm not an open world guy. He's an open world guy. That's great for him. All right. I'll be, maybe this could be an open world game that I actually end up enjoying. Remains to be seen. We're not going to hear about anything for years. I would suspect from them.
No, not at all.
I would say he's putting the cart before the horse here, being like, we're gonna make award-winning, like, great. You have ambition. Let's slow it down. Let's get some products moving first, because I believe they're only double digits right now. I think in the teens maybe for how many people actually work at the studio. And I know that they said they wanted to have expansion and probably grow to like 140, I believe was the number they said
That
they
sounds
wanted.
more like a AAA studio. If
Yeah,
you're
I
in
was
the
gonna
teens,
say.
you're probably not making a AAA open world game. That's tough. I mean, you can, I'm sure, but it's going to take a while.
Yeah, that's what I said. They have to build up their team still before they could have
Exactly.
a concept right now. They have no one to make the
This is a
game.
concept. This is in the boardroom on the drawing board. They're just writing out ideas. I think that's where we're at with this.
Fastback OG NLG podcast, welcome, says the studio could end up working with Xbox and have a game in Game Pass. I think that's a possibility, and I was going to touch on that because he said the game will react to how players are consuming entertainment these days, partially driven by the rise of subscription services.
Yep.
Which no doubt they've launched Forza games into Game Pass. They have experience. They know how that back end looks. What he means by that, and I didn't include this because let me tell you, this is a long article. If you want the whole thing, go over to Games Industry Biz. But he was talking specifically about how players these days like to spend time in one game. They like the commitment of live service, the constant drip feed of content. They like going
The
back and
live
going back
service
and more.
model.
Yes, for sure. Which again, not what I enjoy about video games. This
I
guy
like
is this guy is like, Kevin, do not buy this game.
Yeah.
But I think for a subscription model, he clearly has an understanding of like how to frame it to try to get success, monetary and player base wise, even if it does launch in something like Game Pass. Because I know often Game Pass will be like, well, we had so many players within the first week, right? And it's like, okay, great, but like if it didn't launch in a Game Pass, how many would it have sold, right? Are they comparable? Would you still have had 1 million people if it wasn't in there? Or those 1 million people engaging in microtransactions? Are they continuously playing? Because I know Persona 5 Royal is a great example, Ethan, as much as it pains to say me. The percentage of people that have done barely nothing in that game
Yeah.
is ridiculously high.
Yep.
So it like they hopped in and then didn't do anything. They're like, yes, Persona's here. So it is one of those like gamers are looking for a certain type of experience. And if that's what they want to provide, great. I'm looking for a different type of experience. And there are
Yeah.
people giving me those.
And back to about the Game Pass and it going on Game Pass. We talked about how a lot of indie studios, right, are benefiting a lot from these subscription services, not only because they're getting more eyes on their video games, they're also getting a big influx of cash up front from Microsoft to be able to publish their games on Game Pass, because obviously they're not going to be selling a whole lot of units if they're putting it on a subscription services. For a brand new studio that's starting from the ground up, that hasn't released a game yet, that doesn't have any games out there that's pulling in any revenue, that would be a great shot in the arm of cash to be able to do this game. So Fastback talking about how they could make a deal early on. Yeah, that's a great idea. You make the deal early on, say, hey, look at our pedigree. We want to make a big AAA open world game. I think it would be a great fit for Game Pass. Give us the cash now, and we're going to use that to develop an incredible video game. Hire staff, get people run with the ball running. I think that's a great idea. I think that could be a possibility for them. They could do the same thing and go to Sony and ask them the same thing. Hey, we want to release this on your subscription model. At this point, if you're a development studio, you can shop around now because you got two of these giants that are competing in the subscription space. I think that's a great thing for these studios to be able to pick and choose, and whoever gives them the best deal, you got the money for it.
I didn't even think about them going to Sony. They could go to PlayStation and be like, y'all want to work? Like, you
Just
see what we
because
did
they're
with
from
Forza Horizon?
Playground,
Yeah, you see what we do with Forza Horizon? Maybe we could do something for you if you want to give us
you never know.
some money.
And I wouldn't blame them for going with Sony. If Sony offers them a better deal, all the power to you.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah,
Use the
for
power of the
sure.
PS5. Yeah.
And we see PlayStation making those kind of deals, like the teams like Haven and what is the Deviation? They're brand new AAA studios that Sony is like backing. Their games will probably be exclusive, but like we don't know what they're making. They haven't shown anything. It's been years.
Yeah.
Like, what are they doing? So it wouldn't be the first time that a new AAA studio got some funding from
Yep.
PlayStation, as opposed to Xbox, where I think people are seemingly looking just because of the playground
Right.
games link.
Exactly.
But from a new AAA to a old AAA, who rest in peace, Ubisoft. All right.
Stop. Don't say that. Come on now.
I titled this one as Ubisoft in Trouble because yesterday they announced they are, quote, facing major challenges as the industry continues to shift towards mega brands and long lasting titles that can reach players across the globe, across platforms and business models, end quote. Ubisoft says they are currently adapting Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Ghost Recon, Rainbow Six, and The Division to meet these trends, but those games are still in development. Ubisoft reports that holiday sales did not meet expectations, saying the sales were, quote, markedly and surprisingly lower than expected, with the latest Just Dance and Mario Rabbids failing to meet expectations. Skull and Bones was also delayed again. Scheduled to release in March of this year, it will now apparently arrive, quote, early in the company's next fiscal year, which
Just
runs
cancel
April
it.
2023 to March 2024.
Just put it out of its misery, Kevin. Cancel the game. Nobody wants it. Nobody thinks this is going to be good. My God. Well, I guess our little prediction show that we did, I think, last week, that, guess doesn't count anymore. The dishonorable mentions, because we guessed it that it was going to be one of the worst games. It's not even coming out this year. So
Well,
we'll
it
have
could
to
come
talk
out this
about it
year.
next.
It could come out this year. It's
It's
April 2023 to March 2024. So it has a
that's
year window basically.
it's a big window, Kevin. I don't
Yeah.
know. Look, I mean, I feel like a broken record. I'm a huge fan of Ubisoft. Everyone knows that. I play a lot of Ubisoft games. I'm a big fan of Far Cry. I'm a big fan of Assassin's Creed. Those are my big two. The Division and Tom Clancy, put them out of their misery. Nobody cares about those video games anymore. Really, the big moneymaker, honestly, is Rainbow Six. Rainbow Six Siege is the big money maker of Ubisoft. That's getting really old. That game's been out for, it feels like 80 years now. It feels like my whole lifetime Rainbow Six Siege has been out. They came out with Extraction, which did not capture the love of Siege that a lot of these Rainbow Six players had. So a lot of people just went back to playing Siege. So that didn't work out. And all of this talk about how their games are getting too bloated and all this, they just kept with that trend. And you've talked about how you say, and I think a lot of people say, Ubisoft hasn't made a good game since 2013, right? And I think a lot of people share that same mentality. And me being a Ubisoft super fan, I don't blame you for saying that, because a lot of their games since 2013 have followed this same formula of having a massive open world, checklist stuff to do, hundreds of hours of content, which to me, honestly, I enjoy that. I put 180 hours into Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I've 100%ed Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I've 100%ed Assassin's Creed Origins. I've almost 100%ed Far Cry 6 and Far Cry 5 and Far Cry 4 and Far Cry 3. I love Ubisoft. I've played these games since I was a kid, right? But it's getting to the point where we need something different. And I think Assassin's Creed Mirage is partially them trying to answer that and trying to make a difference, but it might be a little too late. I'm going to say this right now. Ubisoft is not going anywhere. They're not going to die because of this. They're going to lose revenue, but they're not going anywhere anytime soon, right? But they really do need to shift focus. This seems like a publisher that's in shambles right now. It's a publisher that doesn't have a direction right now. I don't know if it's going to take change in the leadership up top. I don't know if it's going to take complete overhaul of what they're developing and canceling of all their projects and basically a full reset of the company. There's a lot of money in this company. There's a lot of employees. There's a lot of big decisions that have to be made at this company. But right now, the track they're on of making these 180-hour, 200-hour bloated experiences, it's not going to work for everybody. I'm excited to see what Assassin's Creed Mirage is about. I'm really excited to see if they still know how to make games like Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 and Revelations and Brotherhood, these smaller scale Assassin's Creed games. If they still have that, if they can still make a game of that quality, then I have the utmost confidence that they can right this ship. If Mirage comes out though and it's just some horrible checklisty 20-hour experience, then I'm going to be a little worried. So I'm really, we'll see what Ubisoft does this year. I think a lot of it hinges on Assassin's Creed Mirage and the rollout of all these Assassin's Creed projects that they have in the pipeline now. I wonder if any of them got canceled. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah,
So they did say they canceled. Excuse me, sorry. I believe they said they canceled 3 projects.
right.
They didn't name the projects. They're still scheduled to release Avatar Pandora. What's the Avatar game? Frontiers
Yeah,
of Pandora.
Frontiers
That's
of
our
Pandora.
Frontiers
Yep.
of Pandora. I do have lots of comments about this because I think Ubisoft's situation is interesting, but I want to get to the chat real quick. We got Arkwing coming in who says Ubisoft games go on sale so quickly after launch, they devalue their own games. So
That's
people
true.
just buy them
Yeah.
when they're on sale. And I think a lot of publishers actually have that problem. I know Sonic Frontiers went on sale basically immediately.
Yeah,
And
I
it,
saw it for
it
like
gives you
$40.
yeah, it gives you the impression that you're like, okay, this game must not be very good, must not be selling very well.
Yeah.
It does just, it looks bad from a marketing standpoint, especially when you have Nintendo over here who's like, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze came out 6 years ago. It's still $60 because that's what it was. That's what it's always going to
That's
be
what
worth.
it's worth.
That's what it's worth today, tomorrow, 20 years from now. And I'm like, all right, calm down, Nintendo. Fastback says, did they expect those 2 games to be big during the holidays? Yeah, I was interested in Skull and Bones at one time, but not anymore. I love Ubisoft 2, Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, Division, Wildlands. Where is Beyond Good and Evil?
Another good point. A lot of smaller projects that Ubisoft has been burying, to try and promote these massive projects. I don't know.
And then he asks, is Ubisoft Plus going into Game Pass like EA? So I've seen a lot of people bring this up because in the background of the Xbox store, I think today people are noticing some games were getting the Ubisoft Plus tag.
Yep.
I do not see a world where Ubisoft Plus goes into Game Pass Ultimate unless you
Ooh.
get a substantial price increase. If you put Ubisoft into Game Pass Ultimate, you are looking at $20 a month minimum. I
Ubisoft will ask
imagine.
for a lot of money to put those things, monthly payments probably by Microsoft to put these games on their service. I
And
guarantee it.
if there was a service that I think Ubisoft is more likely to go with, I think it's PlayStation Plus because you already have Ubisoft Plus Classics. They've already made a deal over on the PlayStation side
That's right.
to
Yeah.
bring Ubisoft Plus Classics over there. So I think they'd probably be in a better position. And then you have Ubisoft and PS Plus versus Game Pass and EA. I think that might be the way that they're looking at it. Maybe the big ones are looking at it. I just don't see Ubisoft Plus going into Game Pass without a price hike. But if we wanted to talk about the actual Ubisoft news here, I've said it for a while now. And Ethan, you're not alone. I know you love Ubisoft. Kyle, my brother, he big fan of Assassin's Creed.
Fastback loves Ubisoft.
Yeah,
I mean, there's people out there.
a lot of people love Ubisoft. They love those checklist style games. They love the big open worlds. What they don't love is the bloat and games getting
Yes.
longer and longer. And
Yep.
Sean Layden, when he left PlayStation, said that games are getting too big. They're getting too expensive and they're getting too big. And we need to come to the understanding that maybe not every AAA game needs to be $200 million. Maybe we
Yep.
can make a game on $75 million, and maybe it doesn't have to be 40 to 100 hours. Maybe it can be a 20-hour experience, and we still charge the same price.
Mhm.
Because I know when I look at myself, I would much rather play a ton of 10 to 20-hour experiences versus one 180-hour experience, because I feel like I'm getting, yes, you end up paying more, but I'm getting more experience. I'm enjoying the hobby more that I love. I don't want to see games go into, well, if you want to experience this full game, you're going to have to ignore every other game that comes out. That
Exactly.
is
Yes.
bad for the industry. That is bad for this medium. And ultimately, it's bad for consumers because it leads to burnout and it leads to people feeling like everything you make is the same, which is exactly what's happening with Ubisoft. And it was happening at EA for a while. And we've seen EA shift course. We're getting more single player games. That is a big initiative for them. Before it was
Yep.
all multiplayer. So I think Ubisoft needs to take a hard look at themselves and be like, what type of game do we need to get the player base back on our side? I know they have a Splinter Cell remake in production that we've
Yep.
heard basically nothing about. People are worried that they're going to try to fit that into the Ubisoft template, which it's hilarious that your games are so similar that everyone just calls it a Ubisoft template now. Like Horizon
That's not a
Forbidden
good
West takes
thing
the
to have
Ubisoft
out there.
template. Exactly. You don't want your games to be referred to that way because
Oh, it's
they
a
deserve
Ubisoft game.
better.
Yeah.
They deserve better, especially when you like Immortals Phoenix Rising. I think is a great example
Mhm.
of a game that I thought looked interesting. I
Yep.
was willing to give Ubisoft a chance on this game. I picked it up on sale and I played it. I was like, wow, I like this art style. I like the mythology aspect of it. I'm a big mythology fan. But there was so much bloat
Oh,
in
it's
Immortals
egregious.
Phoenix
It
Rising.
was
The
egregious.
amount
Yeah.
of puzzles to get collectibles that you don't really need, the amount of just randomly scattered throughout the world objects. It's like solve this
Yep.
puzzle and unlock the chest. It's like what do these exist in the world to do besides increase the playtime? What do
Yeah.
these add to my experience? So I ultimately ended up mainlining it. And that's how I feel about a lot of open world games these days. It's why it's pushing me away from the open world formula. Ubisoft is a big factor in that. They've kind of ruined open world games for me. I would love to see them tone it down, take it back to basics, reset, and try to figure out what's a tighter approach? What's a better way to experience these worlds? I
Yep.
hope they can do it. I'm glad that their consumers are saying we want better, we deserve better. I'm
Yep.
a little confused that they're doing it for Sparks of Hope, which by all accounts is a fantastic game and is a completely different style of Ubisoft
Yeah.
game.
It's yeah.
But Just Dance, they've run to the ground. Like, how many Just Dances can you put
It's a
out one
yearly
every
release.
year? And I
Yeah. It's
believe Just
and
Dance
it's
has.
the same like songs. They just have a subscription service
Yeah, I
at
was gonna
this
say. I
point.
was just gonna bring up. I think Just Dance has gone to a subscription service where you just buy the game and then
Yes.
you subscribe to like a service in the game and it gives you songs
So
now.
why do you need to buy the new one? Like it doesn't make sense. And going back to one of the comments, Fastback was talking about the Star Wars game that Ubisoft is working on. That's a game that's had a narrative of people saying, "Oh, I'm worried about that because it's just going to be Star Wars with a Ubisoft skin on it." And that's going back to your comments about how there is that narrative out there of Ubisoft games just all being these cookie cutter bloated experiences, and that's not a good narrative to come out with.
Mhm.
Star Wars, I think, is one of those games that Ubisoft really needs to prove themselves with because that is an IP that is beloved. I'm a massive Star Wars fan. One of my favorite IPs, my favorite IP in the world. I shouldn't say one of, it is my favorite IP in the world. They can't just turn this into some shovelware 180-hour bloat experience. That is a game you have to take care of. Give me a good narrative experience in the Star Wars universe, Ubisoft. You have to be able to make those games again.
And I'm not saying get rid of everything that makes a Ubisoft game a Ubisoft game. Just know when it's too much. Tone it
Yep.
down, tighten it up. And for that EA or the not that for the Star Wars game you're talking about, you see the success that EA has had with games like Fallen Order, and now
Yes.
Survivor is looking to be. Why not look at them and be like, they've had success with a single player Star Wars game?
Hmm.
Let's go that route. Let's make it. I'm not saying copy them because nobody wants to play Jedi Fallen Order
Right.
Ubisoft
Yeah.
edition. All right, make it your own thing, but understand that those games can do very well. Um,
Yeah, because you can see elements of what Ubisoft is today in their older projects. Like Assassin's Creed 1 and 2, they did have collectibles and stuff to do on the map that was similar to what you see in the modern trilogy of Assassin's Creed games today. You can do that and have that unique Ubisoft sauce, if you will. You don't have to make it 200 hours of this crap, though.
well, it's like when they announced what it was X Defiant. Do you remember X Defiant?
Yeah, I do.
They threw Tom Clancy's name on it. May he rest in peace. And it looked like the most generic
It was horrible.
team-based shooter, and then it quietly just has disappeared.
Yeah.
They had another project that I think that didn't they have a battle royale at some point that launched and then got
Who knows?
unreleased? I swear that happened, but they've
They
just been.
tried to do NFTs at one point with
Yes,
Quartz on
quartz,
the Division.
quartz.
Like
Oh god.
Ubisoft, they were floundering for the last couple of years. They've been struggling. It seems like they're trying to dig themselves out of it, though.
And I hope they do. And I know no one wants to see Ubisoft go away. I grew up
No,
playing a lot of Ubisoft games that I love. Yes, Arkwing, Hyperscape. Thank you. That's exactly what I was talking about.
some of the
Sam
old Far Cries, like Instincts on the original Xbox, huge deals.
Sam in the chat, massive making both Avatar and the Star Wars games seem like one of Ubisoft's last hope.
I don't know
And
about
that
last
Avatar.
hope. They're gonna make money. They're not going anywhere.
Well, imagine if those hit though. Imagine if
Yeah,
Avatar comes out and it's not the open world checklist. Imagine if somehow, and this is a big ass, somehow Skull and Bones comes out and it isn't a flaming pile of garbage.
I don't know if we're that. I can't even imagine that, Kevin.
Well, listen,
That needs to be canceled.
at least they could have. This is what they could have done. They could have said, "Hey, Skull and Bones is coming out in March. We're just gonna release it and see what happens." Instead, they're like, "No one wants this game. We've shown it off. No one has been receptive. We've heard tons of critical feedback, things they want improved. Maybe we should try to fix it." And I think that is ultimately good. I like that they're listening to
I think
people.
here's the big problem with Skull and Bones, though, is I think it's tied up in a contract that they signed with the Singaporean government. The Singaporean government has given grants to that studio to develop this video game, and they have dates and obligations that they have to meet. One of them is obviously releasing a game. You can't cancel this game. I know I've been saying they should cancel it. They can't. I don't think at this point, unless they want to be barred from ever doing business in Singapore again, which that is one of the business capitals of Earth. Okay, you can't get barred from doing business in Singapore. That would be detrimental to your health, right? So they obviously have to come out with this game, but I don't know how they can dig themselves out of that hole specifically. But hopefully that they just release it and they just don't talk about it. Let's just not talk about this game. Let's not promote it too much and just let it wither and die.
Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens with Ubisoft. Obviously, I think we're all hoping that they
Hope
they
for the
come
best.
out of this. But we'll. I believe the CEO said, it's up to us, guys. Like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps and let's turn
Oh,
this.
the old
This
bootstraps.
shindig around. I'm paraphrasing, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about.
It is up to them. I mean, that's a good mentality to have. Like, we dug our hole, we got to dig ourselves out of it. It's a good mentality to have.
I'm trying to find the breaking news that we were told about at the start of the show.
Breaking news for
it's in our Discord. I can just go to the Discord.
go to
Give
the
me
Discord.
1 second because it's about the FTC and Microsoft.
We have to.
I guess.
Can we? Do we have to,
do
Kevin? Does anyone really want to hear us talk about the FTC and Blizzard right now? And
I'm just gonna Google and Nvidia have apparently expressed concerns over the Activision Blizzard King deal.
Okay. They told that to the FTC. It might make a difference. We'll see. It's not what they were saying 6 months ago when that Brazilian leak came out. So I guess they just, magically changed their minds. I guess nobody greased their pockets or nothing. Who the hell knows? But who cares?
I can't read the article because it's on Bloomberg.
Oh, they're paywalling you?
They're paywalling me.
Oh,
but from what I'm gathering, what I'm gathering is that Google's stance is, yes, this will increase Microsoft's control in cloud gaming, which we oppose.
Google is a cloud competitor to Microsoft, so yeah, of course they don't like that.
Rest in peace, Stadia.
Even without Stadia, just the cloud in general, not even for gaming, cloud. They are a big competitor to Microsoft.
And Nvidia's stance, who they also have a cloud streaming, was very much, this could be bad, it could be good. Every deal has risks. Nvidia doesn't really seem all that opposed to it from what people are saying. Just they can go either way about it. But
shocking, Google, one of Microsoft's massive competitors, doesn't want Microsoft to be successful.
Shocking that Google wants to keep its duopoly on the App Store.
Also, yeah, the search engine whole thing. I mean, Bing is Microsoft. It's the only competitor to Google. Not that it is a combined. Google's much better, but Google hates Microsoft. Come on, folks. Y'all know this.
I don't really have anything else to say on that.
I'm done.
Okay, we got it. We touched on it. The deal's still a long way to get. Like, they're supposed to be going to court soon. Maybe if concessions happen, then the deal gets done in the next few months.
All I know is I'm enjoying Call of Duty, so fuck it. I don't care. Whoever has the game.
It's either going to be done in the next few months or it's going to be years in court. We're going to find out which. So
we'll be in our 30s by the time this thing goes through. We'll see.
Well, I will be in my 30s regardless of when the deal goes through. The deal ain't closing before April. I'm going to be 30. So, but that's all we got for this week, Ethan. I want to thank everyone for coming by, hanging out. Sam says Starfield for PS5. Woo. Remember, guys, please like the stream. It helps get our visibility up. Share to other people. Tell them to come subscribe. We're aiming for 1,000 subs this year. We need your help. January's been a little slow, all right? So please help us out. Drop us those reviews if you're on the audio feeds. We need your help. But Ethan, where can people find you?
Come say what's up in the Discord. I'll be there.
And you can find me at the Muffin Man on Twitter. It's a 1-7, I 0-7A. Follow us at Save Game Media on Twitter. Stay up to date with all of our latest videos. Until next time, we'll see you.